Are they mocking Islam? Maybe it's the programming that I've been programmed with, but I understand why people reject hadith. I've been called a hadith rejector now. How can Islam be the truth? They don't have this in Islam. I think a lot of people are confused. They'll believe they're following the Salaf, so they're a Salafi, I'm a Salafi. I think these are conversations that we need to have. Not the fact that they're rejecting the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like here, it's like this have to be on a certain conscious level. It's a tricky one, So today's going to be a very interesting episode with me. I'm like here. It's like this with me, because yeah, I've called out Dawah bros. Yes, I've spoken against certain people, and I do understand. So let's say I've seen a video, a few sisters and stuff. You can say feminist or whatever. I don't know if they're feminist, but they must be feminists. They say they're feminist, but what it is yeah, guys. I think there's a thin line between calling out people's behaviors and challenging their views. Which we don't, obviously, when people challenge views, is because they don't necessarily believe that is the truth. So, but I think that what I'm trying to say is, there's two ways about this, so bear with me. There's 2 points of views, and I think this is the ADHD where I can relate to both and empathize and sympathize with both sides. So yeah, I understand where people are coming from. So let's say I call out certain things. So let's say someone's calling out Salafis, for example, or Wahhabis, and about the hadith or something, and they say X, Y, and Z. Sometimes listening to that, I'll get a bit upset, a bit hurt, because maybe it's the programming that I've been programmed with, but and I understand where other people are coming from and how people take it that way, because it comes to, are they mocking Islam? Because they don't believe that's Islam. But other people do believe that's part of Islam. So then they would feel it mocking Islam. And I think me being brought up in that way, I kind of think that they're mocking Islam. Then I got to think, okay, no, they're not. Because they're Muslims. You listen to me, think, hey, these guys don't, yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, let me know, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, no, they don't believe necessarily that's true. And when it comes to rejecting hadith, I understand why people reject hadith. They don't believe that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this. But other people do. Now, I've been called a hadith rejector. Now, I don't reject hadith, I accept hadith. And I think that we need to be very careful in how we phrase and say things. Now, yes, I don't accept hadith blindly. I will go to an hadith, and if it goes in a line, there's certain principles which we'll talk about on this show. We'll talk about in another part. But people sometimes outwards reject it completely, and they want to chuck the whole tradition out of the window. And I understand where they're coming from, because I understand the history. I've researched as well. I've looked at history. But then are we saying, yes, there's been people, and these are people's opinions, and certain things have come into play that were to control women. But I think that I think it's how we approach it. I think what happens is, because you've got Salafis or Wahhabis pushing this narrative and trying to control women with hadith, and most of these people have been on that Salafi side, and then they see they don't agree with it. They have this awakening, which I understand, and they go to the extreme other side. But I think we need to have a balance still, and I think that we need to care about other people's feelings as well. That's what I was on my mind. What's your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, because I understand it, but sometimes it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, and I think we just need to be careful that we don't actually mock Islam, that we can mock people, make fun out of people, but. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it the ADHD? It possibly is the ADHD. You guys let me know. Obviously, I called out whoever I called out. I stand by it. And there's been a lot of dramas recently. People telling me to shut up. People telling me not to speak about these issues. Should we use the term Dawah bro? I've been told not to use the term Dawah bro, because apparently it's offensive. But people, even Dawah bros, are using the word Dawah bro. So, I don't think it's enough. The term itself is offensive. But Dawah bro, innit? But people know what we mean when we say Dawah bro. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people are confused. I think a lot of people are researching, are searching, and I don't think it's one size fits all. I think that what resonates with that person at that time, maybe to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I think there's many ways. I think that there are many difference of opinions, there are different interpretations, and I just think that if we became more accepting and more open and more understanding, that You might believe this, I might not believe this, and we should be able to accept it and still be brother and sister. For example, somebody might believe something to be haram. Somebody else might not believe it to be haram. Somebody might accept hadith, somebody might not accept hadith. And it's not the fact that they're rejecting the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as people will say they're rejecting the Prophet, but they don't believe the Prophet said this. So again, it's having that dialogue on why can't, and they're still Muslim. Why are they not Muslim? Because what is a kafir? It's getting into that kind of talk, and people get, that's why I kind of stay away from this kind of talk. But I think these are conversations that we need to have. What is a kafir? So my understanding, a kafir is someone who knows this to be the truth, who knows Islam is the truth, who knows Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator, who knows the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Prophet. And knowing the truth, they reject the truth and go against it. And they hide it. That's what I believe is a kafir. Not someone, a Muslim, who rejects hadith because they don't believe the Prophet said this. Because they still want to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They want to follow Islam in the pure way as it was brought down. So in that sense, aren't they a Salafi? In their eyes, they're a Salafi. Because a Salafi is someone who follows a Salaf. So if we're following the Salaf, the group called Salafi, we know as Salafi, they say we're Salafis. But then the Sufis will say we're Salafi because we follow the Salaf. But then these guys who reject hadith, let's say in a way, not all people reject hadith, but we can say that, or feminist, whatever term you want to call these people, and I've been called the same. Like, I believe I'm following the Salaf. They'll believe they're following the Salaf. So they're a Salafi, I'm a Salafi. Because everyone is a Salafi in a way, because they actually want to follow the Salaf, what they believe the Salaf followed. They don't believe that what this propaganda that's been pushed by Wahhabis, in a way, is from the Salaf. They think people have come and changed it. So it's a deep one. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this, and I'm happy to have a conversation with people. I'm going to do a live. We can have a quick Q&A live, talk about these issues. I'm going to get people on a live stream. We can have a back and forward conversation on this. But I myself was quite Salafi in that sense, Wahhabi, like that way. And I think a lot of people are. What happens is, I think that we come from Sufi, or we come from like Sufi backgrounds, or we come from non-practicing, and we start practicing, and then a lot of time it's going to be this ideology that's pushed that we see and we think it sounds good, doesn't it? Following Quran and Sunnah and the understanding of the Salaf, but it's not, is it? Because your understanding of someone else's understanding, how they understand the understanding of the Salaf. So and I'm more, what resonates with me, honestly, and it might not resonate with a lot of people, but what resonates with me is Sufism. Like, I won't follow Sufism in the way it is today, or this group that it's been made, but I follow Sufism in a way of, like I bought this book, Ibn Arabi's book, and it's called Ibn Arabi, Heir to the Prophets. So, Heir to the Prophets. And it's by William C. Chittick. And I think he's got this where the English reader can understand it, and it's broke it down. So this is one of the first books of Ibn Arabi that I'm reading, and it resonates with me. And I feel like it won't resonate with everyone, because I feel like you have to be on a certain conscious level to be able to understand the things he's saying. Like, possibly 3 years ago, or maybe even 2 years ago, I wouldn't have maybe understood this. I would have been like, nah, this is what crap is this? This guy is a mushrik. This guy is not making sense, because I didn't understand it. And then I think in life, you go through things in life, and you go through challenges, mental health, whatever, awakening, spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it. We go through these things, and it just clicks. Like, you can go searching for the truth, but I think it's the other way around. The truth finds you. Like, there's been situations where Muslims that have left Islam, ex-Muslims, and then something's happened, and Allah's found them. And it's the Sufi teachings that have resonated with them, that's brought them back to Islam. And I've seen this happen with countless people. But for me, it was like I was questioning stuff, and like I was studying about quantum physics. I've talked about quantum physics and learning about the quantum realm. And this is literally how the universe works. And I went down the spirituality side, New Age spirituality, and I was listening to Joe Dispenza, And this stuff made sense, and it makes sense scientifically as well, and it resonated with me. And I thought, how can Islam be the truth if we don't have this in Islam? Like, we have to, this is not allowed, but this makes sense. This is the truth. And then I come across some Sufi videos, and I think it was Sheikh Nujran from, I believe, Canada. And yes, it made sense. But even then, then I thought, okay, wow, we've got this in Islam. We've got it in Islam. But then certain things, like, I thought, no, because if we're going a bit too, I don't want to speak about it too much, but there were certain things that he was saying that you could tell were fabrications or maybe made up. Maybe I lack understanding right now. So I thought, like, I agree, I understand it, concepts of it, but not everything they say. But then I think that maybe I lack understanding. But then listening to Ibn Arabi, I come across Ibn Arabi, and wow, my mind blew. And now I'm more into sort of connecting with the divine through love, through mercy, working on my character. And Islam has all this stuff, but I think Sufism is not really like a sect. Like, you've got different sects, like groups. I think Sufism is an aspect of Islam. So you can be a Salafi, you can be a Shia, you can be any group, sect, but you can be a Sufi, because Sufism is something deeper than that. Anyways, guys, this is episode 1, and we're going to be doing longer episodes, but right now, no planning. I just got this mic that I've been testing, so I need to make it more visually appealing for you guys. And I got a light, actually, and then put the light on, so I might not upload this video. If I upload it, then hope you guys enjoyed it.